Hey guys, what's up? Your boy Honestly back with another video. And before I get started, I'm going to say this much. As you can tell from the title, this is a very controversial video. It's my opinion. If you disagree with it, hit the thumbs down button. Leave your comments, of course, because you'll be able to comment. Just don't get crazy, because I'm not here to disrespect anybody. Excuse me. But this has been a topic I've been seeing on social media for, I'll say, a couple months now. And since, to me, normally, it's not gaming related. It's not something I really want to talk about mostly, because to me it's like somewhat uncomfortable, because the way people go about it, in my opinion, is really messed up. And I'm gonna say this right now, Josh and Ashley, I love you. I know you guys do watch my videos sometimes, even ones where I'm cursing sometimes, but this particular video I'm gonna ask you to not to watch. Not because I'm gonna talk about a topic that I think is a little bit something I rather Miss Marie explain to you guys than me explain it. But I'm going to give my opinion on this topic, and I hope those understand it. And if you don't, and you disagree, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm going to talk about it. I am under the weather, so if I do sound a little bit funny, and I blow my nose from here to there, I'm still recovering from a nasal cold. But I do feel a lot better than I did Saturday, because I've been sleeping a lot. So I'm able to make this kind of video. Now, regardless how you feel, the age of consent, the legal age for an adult is 18 years old in the United States of America. I know some places in America it's like 16, 17. I'm not cool with 16. I have no problem with the 17 so much. But let's keep it basic. Let's say 18. 18 should be the universal legal age for all adults. And another thing about 18-year-old, even though 18 is the age of adult, I do acknowledge that 18-year-olds are more closer in the mentality weight of a 16, 17, 15-year-old than they are to a 25, 26, 27-year-old and above. But what I've been seeing a lot lately, and people been throwing this word pedophilia around. And like, if they act like if a 30-year-old man got with an 18-year-old girl, 18-year-old guy, whatever your sexuality you are a pedo. And to me, it's like, that's not true. No, you're not. Now, I would go and say this. If you're one of those type of people and you are fucking weird, if you're like, oh, I want to date him fresh out of high school, they gotta be fresh out of high school, you are fucking weird. And you are sick and you are very much questionable. However, if you are, like, let's say, example, you're a 27-year-old woman, you're out hanging out with your friends, maybe to a nice little restaurant, and you see a cute guy, and the guy's like 19 years old, 20 years old, whatever. If you decide to go home with him, you two have adult time, that woman's not a pedophile. That man is not a victim. Unless it was consensual, those are two adults who have fun. Yes, the woman has 9 years over the guy, because she was born 9 years before he was even conceived, obviously. But those are still two adults. The age gap aside, those are two adults. And social media, not everybody, obviously. I'm not gonna act like everybody's been doing this. But there's certain people on social media who act like, for example, if a 29-year-old woman goes to bed with a 20-year-old boy, she's a pedophile. And to me, like, what? What? How? That 20-year-old's an adult. It was consent. How? Now I can understand, just ignore the whole MILFs, Cougars, DILFs. I'm gonna say something else. Let's ignore that. Once a man or a woman hits 18 years old, unless any mental delays, because for those who don't know, I have a 5-year mental delay. Even though I'm 33 years old, my mentality, I'm 28. But honestly, I function well. I know how to survive in this world, know how to deal with people, I know right from wrong. So I treat myself like a 33-year-old. And whatever. But and some people use the excuse like, oh, a person's brain isn't fully developed until they're 25 years old. And I think if someone even said the other day, a 28-year-old dating a 25-year-old is pedophilia. I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? A 28-year-old and a 25-year-old is very much normal. That's normal. That's normal. How are you getting pedophilia from a 25-year-old, see, an 28-year-old dating a 25-year-old? Unless someone is being forced, there is nothing wrong with that relationship. That's normal. Now, yes, I would say, for instance, is it better for like an 18-year-old to deal with like 19, 20? Absolutely. 21? Absolutely. But if an 18-year-old sees a 27-year-old and they both love each other and there's nothing funny going on, Those are two adults who are in love. And the 27-year-old is not a bad person for dating the 18-year-old. And the 18-year-old is not a weirdo or some kind of letting this up being abused. They're dating a 27-year-old. The way that, because to me, it's like, social media got some weirdos in this world. I'm learning as I get older and older and older. I'm starting to kind of understand where our grandparents and our great grands are coming from in certain instances. Not everything, obviously, but in certain instances, because a lot of this Gen Z, and I can say, I'm not even sure this is a Gen Z thing. It might be some weird ass millennials, but I really feel like this is a Gen Z kind of thing. They're acting like 18-year-olds are in the same category as a 10-year-old. And it's like, what? Being a pedo, an actual pedophile, the definition, not something I put on my ass. The actual definition is someone who preys upon kids who are in elementary school, middle school. That's a pedo. A pedophile don't want no damn 15, 16, 17-year-old. A pedo don't want an 18. That's an adult. To them, that's disgusting. A pedo is preying on a true minor. But the way some of y'all talk on social media, you would think an 18-year-old is in the same category as a 10-year-old. It's not. Never will be. An 18-year-old is an adult. Now, I understand, yes, just because you're legally adult, should an 18-year-old be just thrown to the wolves just to deal with everything? No, because you were a child the day before. So to me, 18-year-old, to me, I think to honestly get the full scope of being an adult, I would say about 22, 23 years old, you get the full scope of it. You shouldn't be, but at that time though, an 18-year-old is not a baby. They are not a baby. They're always gonna be mommy and daddy's baby, but they're not a baby. And yes, it's one thing if a person like, okay, I'm 18. I'm not dealing with someone who's over the age of 20. That's cool. But if you let's say I'm 18 and I have a friend who's 18, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna date no one older than 20. But my friend's like, I'm 18, I'm an adult now. I'm gonna date a 25-year-old, a 32-year-old, a 40-year-old if I want to. My friend has a right to do that because they are an adult. They are an adult. I can't be like, oh girl, you weird. You gonna let those old men touch you up? Or you gonna, oh boy, you weird. You gonna let those old men touch you up? Those old women touch you up? No. Yes, they're older than him. They've been around longer. They've been alive longer. But those are two adults getting their mac on. Like I said, the only thing I have a problem with is when someone who's like intentionally goes after 18, 19-year-olds and you're like in your mid-30s. You're fucking weird. But if you are somebody who, let's say I'm 33 years old. Honestly, I honestly, my dating life, I think it's non-existent at this point for many reasons. A lot of it my own, trust issues, being busy, being awkward, whatever. But let's say I'm 33 years old. I'll be 34 next year in August, if I make it see that August of next year. If I were to get with a 19-year-old, not that I would intend to do it, I'm not a pedophile. Now, it's a 19-year-old, should I probably, as for my age, go for someone much older, at least like in their mid-20s, could be more beneficial. Because me, personally, the reason I don't believe in dating someone that young, it's not because, oh, I'm worried about being labeled as some kind of creeper. What can a 19-year-old do for me? That motherfucker got worried about college or high school. I have bigger fish to fry where being with a 19-year-old would just be a hindrance. It would be a nuisance. It would be an extra headache. Because trust me, that age, you're still very much immature. Because your mind frame is still more that of a teenager than a full-ass adult. Just because you have adult responsibilities doesn't mean you can just somehow flip your mind to be an adult. Hell, there are adults who are in their fucking mid-30s who act like fucking teenagers. But this whole concept of acting like, oh, that's 18-year-olds a minor. No, they're not a minor. No. No matter how you slice it, they're not a minor. I'm not sure I know. Each country has their own age limit, like, what's considered an adult. I think all countries are like 21 and older is considered adult. I know some countries that, weirdly enough, might have a lower age bracket for adults, for the legal age for an adult. But in America, for what I know, 18 is the age of all adults. At 18 years old, unless there's something wrong with you, you are now considered an adult. Mom and daddy can choose to take care of you, but at 18 years old, your mom and daddy can tell you to get the fuck out the house and figure it out. And guess what? You can't say shit because you're now an adult. Now, I personally don't think parents should do that because you love your child. You don't kick your child as soon as they turn 18. That's a weirdo behavior. But at the same time, I know if I had kids, probably another thing I would never have. My son, my daughter could stay with me to the day I perish. But that's just me, because that's my baby. But at 18 years old, just because you're now legally adult doesn't mean you're going to be able to handle all adult responsibilities that quickly, because you still got to learn. You just were a kid the other day. But I don't like the fact that a lot of people lately on social media infantilize. And I know right now my speech is really messed up because of my everything on. Like, infantilize, making like, I'm just a word I'm trying to get out. I can't get it out right now for two reasons. Trying to make like an 18-year-old like they're like the same category as a 10, 11, 12-year-old. And don't get me wrong, it's a person like I'm not comfortable with my child or me if I was that age dating someone that much older than me. That's cool. But you're labeling everybody in their aunties a pedo. They're like in their mid-20s, early 30s, or etc. dating someone who's dealing with someone who's 18, 19, 20 years old. They're not a pedo. Even if you're 40 years old, you're dealing with a 25-year-old, you're not a pedophile. 40 and 25 are both adults. There's a 15-year age gap, obviously, for anyone who can count. But those are two fucking adults. And it's really weird to me that people are now trying to cry out every little thing is, that's pedophilia, oh my god. The way y'all act, if you listen to you fucking cornballs, motherfuckers won't even be dating until they're 30, in their late 30s. No, that's not how this works. In your little head, that may sound right in your head, but it's not how this works in the real world. Stop trying to sound like 18-year-olds are like big innocent babies. At sometimes, hell, some 18-year-olds be more worldly than some of these fucking 20-year-olds. And that's good and bad. But I don't like the idea that y'all trying to make these someone who's an adult sound like a child when they're clearly not. I don't want to hear, well, they got teen still in there. You don't hear that teen? It's 18. It's not 18. It's not 25. It's not 85. It's 18. No one's saying that 18 is still not young, but we're saying that you act like they're a fucking baby, like they're a fucking toddler still crawling on the floor. They're not. Let's be real. They're not. By now, 18-year-old, if the parent did right and the child listened, an 18-year-old has a good grasp on how the world's going to work. They had a good grasp on it since they were probably 15, 16 years old. Some even younger than that. But I just don't know why I've been seeing this lately, and it's been irking me. So I don't like to really speak on these type of topics because I feel like, they're very controversial. And I'm not a coward, and I do have opinions. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, my opinions are aligned with everything on the left. Because a lot of people I think, oh, I'm a liberal, I'm a leftist. No, I'm Onyx. A lot of my opinions are left-leaning, but I'm not a leftist, not a right person either. I'm not like a person on the right. I just don't like the idea that people push this weird narrative that you have to be a certain age for it to be okay. Where legally, yes, I don't say 18 is barely legal, which it is, but I just don't like the idea that people are acting like, oh, you're weird if you got attraction to 18-year-old. Oh, you're weird you go to bed with 18-year-old. Oh, something's wrong with you if you ever dealt with an 18-year-old romantically. And you're like over the age of 21. Like, no. Now, like I said, if you're one of the people who have it fresh out of high school, you are fucking deranged. You are sick. Because that's very telling. Why do you specifically look to deal with someone that young? However, if you happen to, maybe once or twice dealt with someone that age and you were being like your mid-20s, early 30s, even your mid-30s, okay, whatever. It was two adults. It was consensual. That's it. I don't care. It was consent. And a lot of people act like, oh, no, 18, that's a baby. It's no. Stop it. It's not. It's really not. And maybe in the future I would come back and touch on this topic when I'm feeling much, much better. But I really had to get this off my chest because when you're like laying in bed, we try to recover from a damn cold, and I would get a cold at the end of the year going into 2024. I would. It would happen to be me. But besides my personal issue, I just been seeing this lately, and it's just weird that people are trying to make like 18-year-olds of these babies. They're not. They're really not. And I'm not saying someone should, if you're at an age, like I admit, if you're 32 years old, please try to date like someone like your late 20s, early 30s, even in the early 40s. But if you're a 32-year-old, you happen to meet a 19-year-old YouTube click, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's just this generation, I'm really worried because sometimes, I feel like this generation is progressing. I also feel like they're degrading as well because some of the logic that these weirdos fucking have, and they get such a big fucking voice, the voice their stupidity, it's very alarming. But I'm going to let this topic go. That's all I'm going to get off my chest. I hope I was clear enough to understand because I do feel like shit. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I love you guys and Happy New Year. Bye.